Good morning, ladies. How you guys doing? Thank you all for joining us today. Thank you guys for joining online. We are here to talk about Yoni steaming. Now, I know this morning you had to do some things to get here. And so I love to do devotion with the team in the mornings. I love to do breathing techniques, like literally you made it. So I would like to do that with us to just get us centered and to focus and just to thank God that we made it here. So we're going to do it 5 times. Just breathe in, take in the air, and breathe it out. I made it. Whew, thank you, Lord. Just breathe it out. That's 1. So we're going to bring it, take in the air, breathe it in. We're going to release it and let it go. That's 2. We made it. Yes, Lord. All right. Number 3, breathe it in and let it go. That's 3. All right. 2 more. We should start feeling it in our fingers and our toes. Like, all right, we're in alignment. Breathe in, breathe out. Let it go. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Let it go. All right. We ready? Let's clap it out. Let's clap it out. Are we ready? We ready. We ready. We ready. Yes. So my name is Alicia Hurt. I am the founder and director for I See My Baby. You all are at the first official Women's Wellness Center here in Bainbridge, Georgia. Yay! And we are here to talk about one of the programs that we offer women, which is the Yoni steaming. Some people say Yoni steaming. It is all the same. It is to steam and to support you both carnally and spiritually, because it all aligns as a woman. And you're like, okay, carnal and spiritual, what do you mean? We're going to get into it. So any questions that come to mind about the Yoni steaming before we start, just to make sure I answer those questions today. Any questions? Yes.
So what does Yoni mean?
What does it mean? I will tell you. Good question. Any other questions? Yes.
What's the benefit?
What's the benefits? I got it in the slides. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, next one. That was it. Okay, all right. So what it means, I don't think it explicitly says it, so I'll just go ahead and say it. So it refers to the women's genitalia area. That is what it's referring to, inside the inner parts. Yeah, that is what it is. Yes. No, it is all natural. Literally, the tea that some of you are drinking today is what it's made of. You can drink it. Of course, we don't drink it. We steam with it, but you can drink it as well. You literally can open a tea bag, put it in the water, and steam with it. It's all natural. Now, if you have something going on with you, it will counteract, and we should cover that. So if you have a yeast infection going on, or, any open sores, we say do not steam during that time. Any other questions?
What if you have an IUD?
If you have an IUD, you need to first talk to your doctor, because Alicia doesn't have those letters after her name. Talk to your doctor, but we can do a steam. It just has to be very warm, not hot, not real steamy, because from what the doctors are saying, it could cause it to come out. So talk to your doctor before you steam with an IUD, but we can support you with that. We'll keep the water very warm, lukewarm temperature for you.
Is there a certain time that you would say, besides, like before, after a cycle?
Yes, and that's in the slide. You on to something there. A little something. All right, so let's dive in. Any other questions? Okay, let's do it. Here we go. Okay, so what is Yoni steaming? So Yoni steaming is also known as vaginal steaming, And it is a holistic practice that involves sitting over a bowl of steaming water infused with herbs to promote reproductive and vaginal health. So literally, you are sitting on a chair. How you sit on a chair? And you steam. We had a few ladies come this week and they were sitting on the chair and they said, okay, I don't feel anything. And I was like, did you sit properly? They're like, how do I sit? Like you're saddling a horse. And one woman said, I've never ridden a horse. I was like, okay. So now I have to figure out another way to illustrate how to sit on this throne. But you just literally just sit like you're going to the restroom. And you steam. That is it. You know, a lot of people are overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh. And it's not hot to where it's uncomfortable and it burns. You just feel a steam. Like if you've ever gone into a sauna and you feel it. Okay. And so after my son was born, I had a steam and I felt like I was in that sauna for about an hour. So it really depends on your body, what's going on with you, the experience that you have with your steam. And every time you steam is something different. The purpose of this training is to help you all start or continue a self-care ritual. And it's designed to cleanse, to rejuvenate, and to heal your womb and your reproductive system. And you would think, okay, Alicia, these are just herbs you said that I can drink. Like, how is it doing all this? Sis, it's doing it and more. I'm just saying. Okay? Let's get into it. So the history, it goes way back. Before me, you, all our ages put together. It was ancient practices from Africa and Asia, Central America, and even some of the indigenous tribes. In Korea, they have their name for it. I hope I don't butcher it. Chayak. They use that for postpartum cleansing. I work with a lady in the school system in Maryland, and I started telling her about what we do at I See My Baby as we were just in virtual settings. And I was like, yeah, we do the Yoni steaming, and I use other practitioners. And she was like, I know about that. She said that we do it back home. And right after the baby, they band our bellies up. And I got so excited as she was saying, I was like, yeah. And she said that, and every day, they take the baby from us for about an hour and we go outside and they actually build a hut or a place where they go and do their yoni steaming. And it really helps after birth. But what we suggest doing it 6 weeks after. And she's like, no, we have to go out there and we have to do it every day. I'm like, for real? Like, this is really cool. Like, I want to visit and actually see it because we're doing it a little different here in America. So it's just real interesting to hear. You know, midwives, they use steaming to assist with postpartum again, with menstrual irregularities. Now, we talk about postpartum recovery, of course, internally, but also mentally, because we go through a lot. I don't know about you, but I went through postpartum depression with my second child, didn't know what was going on with me. I thought she hated me. I felt some kind of way. And at that time, I was not doing yoni steaming. But it really helps. It helps you to recenter yourself, refocus, and to release whatever it is. Now, during that time, when I think back at it, I was going through some things. I was going through some things in my relationship. I was going through some things with myself. And if I was yoni steaming, if I was intentional about it, it could have helped me with that healing part of it. My daughter is here and she's going to learn some things that she just didn't ever know. Jesus help me, Lord. But it's good because we're working with women from all different ages. So, hey, she's learning. But I would have benefited from the yoni steaming, right? Also, we talk about the emotional benefits. I pretty much hit on that somewhat with what I said, but you just don't know. You say, am I being a good mother? Am I doing what I need to do? You know, I went yesterday for my pap smear and a young lady was in there and she said, are you ready? She's like, no. She said, I'm just going to have a baby. I was like, okay. Well, after you had a baby, come see me, you know, because you don't have a plan. You don't have anything in your mind. She's very young, right? She's going to need support, both physically and emotionally, because it's going to feel overwhelming. And I did say to her, trust yourself, trust your instinct. She said, my mama said, and I said, yeah, mama say, mama say, mama say, mama say, like mama say, right? But it becomes stressful as a mom because you want to do what's best. You want to have your own instinct. You want to learn, but mom comes with the wisdom as well. So to balance that, she's going to need us. She's going to need a few Yoni steaming sessions with us to support her in that balance, because she has no idea what's about to happen after she had that baby. Okay, next. Okay, benefits, physical health. Here we go. So it cleans the uterus and vaginal canal. It also balances your hormones. It reduces menstrual cramps. And it is so true. Your menstrual actually will change colors after your Yoni steaming. So for me, it's darker than it normally is. And I don't have cramps. When it talks about the cleansing part, you smell like the herbs that you steam with. So we did it up north before I came here with a group of friends as a party. And when we all got back home, we were in a group text. One of my friends, her benefit superseded all of ours. It started working instantly, and her husband was like, reschedule another appointment. Then another person said, I thought maybe I needed to go and do a douche because the smell was different. And I said, no, remember our practitioner told us, our herbalist, that we will smell the herbs. Do not do that because you're counteracting it. You're supposed to smell like the herbs, right? Hormone balances. If you tend to break out, right, it will change. If you get hot flashes like I do, it decreases that. There are so many benefits. If you have dryness, it helps with that. You will become lubricated. If you tend to have yeast infections and things of that sort, it helps us to balance your system out naturally so that it won't happen. It won't happen. It aids in postpartum recovery, like we talked about before. It helps to tighten it. I don't know if you guys have heard of Kegel exercises, things of that sort. If you do the Yoni steaming, you really don't have to do that. I'm afraid to do it because I feel like I'm going to forget. It's going to drop out. I'm going to be embarrassed. But if you do Yoni steaming once a month, that helps with the tightening. Emotional and spiritual benefit, it encourages self-love and relaxation. So when you come here to the Wellness Center, we ask you, what is your intention for your steam today? You may not have an intention. Well, we have a book with affirmation and prayers in it to really help you be specific and intentional. And you hold your hand on your womb and you talk to yourself. You talk, because in our womb, ladies, do we know where our womb is? So I'm plus size, so it's a little different than maybe some of y'all, but it's here. And you hold your hand on your womb and you talk to yourself, right? You talk to yourself. What is my intention? So right now, for me, my intention is to have balance and to have clarity. Because in order for me to show up for you guys, I have to be sound. My cup has to be full, right? So that's going to be what my steaming is about. But what is your steaming about? There may be trauma from multiple partners in the past, maybe hurt from a relationship. Maybe you want to just be free. You don't know what it is, but you feel like you are just tight, like you cannot flourish, you cannot blossom, you cannot grow. You know, you feel stagnant and you're like, no, I want to be released. Then that is the purpose of your steam, right? And you talk about it because the divine energy is here. God is here. He's listening. He's listening. Right? Yesterday during the class on devotion and the power of devotion, we talked about it, how God wants to take care of your natural needs and your spiritual needs. So you got to tell him. You got to tell him. You got to talk. Like I just said, it releases stored trauma and emotional blockage. And it provides a moment of mindfulness and connection to one's body. Any questions yet on what I have gone over thus far? Okay, good. Is this too deep?
I think it's very good.
Okay, good. Okay, good. All right. Fertility and reproductive support. So I'm not sure if you know the history of I See My Baby or why we exist. We exist because I had a yearning desire to be a mother. After almost 10 years of being married, no child. And I'm like, Lord, I did what I was supposed to do. I went to school. I got married. We have a house. I think we had the dog. Yeah, we had the dog, you know. We had everything, you know, a little girl's desire and dreams. And the baby never came. I was even a minister at the time. I was serving. and the baby never came. And so I battled with infertility. With that came a lack of faith and depression. And so overcoming that, I vowed that no other woman in my reach and my touch would have to go through it alone, because you feel alone. You feel no one understands what I'm going through. And you guys, I'm trying not to tear up. And after all these years, it's still here. So my next theme, I need to add that to my list. I got to try to release it more and more and more. Like, this healing journey is ongoing, right? But the steaming helps with that. And that is why it's a part of the I See My Baby program. That is why we exist, right? Let's go on to the next one. Why should you steam? Well, because I said you need to steam, girl. No, I'm just kidding. You need to steam because it helps to remove toxins from your womb and your vagina. It supports the body in regulating hormone levels. It creates a space for relaxation and emotional release. Now, who can do with some relaxation? I'm just saying. Leave everything out. The toxins, all that. Come and relax. It aids in your uterine contractions and healing after birth. It really helps to tighten it all up. And it enhances the connection with feminine energy and your sexuality. It is what it is. I mean, we are creatures. God saw that Adam was lonely. So what did he do? He gave him Eve. So be okay with it. Be okay with it. Any questions about why you should steam, ladies? Okay, next slide, please. All right, so the frequency, that was a question that someone asked. How often, I think someone asked. So for just general health, you're like, Alicia, I don't really want a baby. I'm fine. I don't have, just general health, once a month after you menstruate. So if you menstruated last week, you can do it this week. You menstruate this week, you do it the following week. Fertility preparation. So if you're desirous to have a baby, you're here at the Wellness Center, you're on our program. And you say, Alicia, what's the program? Okay, let me pause. So the program is, of course, I'm a life coach. I support you in building out a program for your infertility. So you have a session with me. I let you know, we talk about your diet. We talk about your lifestyle. We talk about your mental health. We do have mental health practitioners here. Glory, hallelujah. We brought on a second person as of yesterday so that we could take on the caseload here in Bainbridge and virtually. And then we also include your steaming and then the other classes that we offer here at the center. We offer yoga weekly. That really helps with infertility, with your mindset, with you releasing trauma. So we'll be doing that. And then also once a month, West African dance, the first Saturday of the month, where you can really embrace the African culture and really become one and ground yourself. You're going to take them shoes off. You're going to hear them drums going, and you just going to release it and let it go and let it flow. Your creativity, everything will just realign. It's amazing. Yes. Okay. So fertility preparation, 2 to 3 times a month, of course, on the program that we put you on. Postpartum. So 6 weeks after you deliver, you need to come and do a steam. When the doctor says you're good, come on and see us. Menopause, premenopause, once a week to relieve dryness and hot flashes. It really supports that. Sometimes, the doctor may say, hey, you can get on these different pills and things of that sort. I always say, try the steaming to see if it supports you, and it should. And if you can do it once a week, will really help with dryness and hot flashes. But I must warn you, when you steam, you intense your feminine energy. I'm going to leave it at that. Emotional healing as needed to support stress relief or trauma release. Any questions on that? Okay, next. All right, so is steaming good for all ages? Yes. My daughter actually had her first steam with us this week, and she is in the age of puberty. And so it's good for those that have teenagers, help regulate their irregular cycles. It avoid, and you have to avoid it again during your cycle, during your menstruation. And it helps with your overall hygiene and your health. Reproductive years, it addresses again fertility, menstrual pain, postpartum care, menopausal women. Again, it helps with the dryness, the hot flashes, and any discomfort that you may have. It helps with your hormones as well to regulate them. The precautions is not recommended for pregnant women. We're not going to steam you if you're pregnant because we don't want your uterus contracting. It will counteract what you need to do to hold that baby in and keep it there. During your menstruation, no. Or with any open sores or any infections, no steaming.
I have a question.
Yes.
How soon before your administration can you do a Yoni steam?
A week. So a week before, a week after.
Okay.
Yep. Week before, week after.
Another question.
Sure.
Teenage. What's the exact ages when they start? Like, if I know, like some girls.
When they start developing.
At 9.
Yep.
So once they start blossoming.
Yep. In that puberty age. So between 9 and the 13. Okay. Yes. So like my daughter's 9. She's starting, It's okay. And because it's natural, it won't hurt. Yeah. So let's break down how the steaming works. So we actually had a video on our page. You can take a look at. Our assistant Daisy was mixing the herbs, so it'll kind of give you a visual. But we use specific blends that target different areas. Here at the center, we have a general blend that helps. It like hits all the points. So, the mugwort for cleansing, the chamomile for soothing. You can use lavender and a whole slew of other herbs that I think is on another slide. So you use your herbs, then you get your steam. The steam actually opens your pores and it allows the herb properties to penetrate your tissues. And we use crock pots. So if you think about how you cook your food, it's a slow cook. So it's not a really hot temperature. You just feel the steam. And like I told you, after my son, before I had kids, I did steaming. Before I had Amara, I should say, I did steaming and it did not feel the same as after I had my son. So I'm like, okay, I really did release some trauma I had after birth. And I actually did it 2 years after I had him. And my cycle, I had to call the herbalist. And I was like, oh my God, it was so different. I had no cramps. So it surprised me when my period came. I was like, oh my God, this, and ever just is just like, yep, I knew it worked, but after birth doing it, that's it. And I put it in my program. I was like, that is it. Let me get certified. It works because you got to try it for yourself, right? Yeah. And I'm sure there are a lot of people and women here that have probably seen our advertisement and things. And yes, I'm talking to you. And they're like, I don't know. I've been on TikTok. I've been on YouTube. And I'm telling you, it works. And that's a part of the reason why the first 30 days of us opening, I'm doing half price. I'm saying, I know the holidays are coming up. And then I know it's something new. Come and try it. Come and try it. So you steam, it opens up your pores and your tissues. Now, the duration can be between 20 and 30 minutes. We do 45 minutes here. Because I want you to really get the full effect of it. And our what is it called? The crock pots, they stay on, through the duration, they stay on. Now, if you're steaming, if you do this regimen like at home, afterwards, that tea that you have, you want to give it back to the earth. So if you have a plant at home or if you put it in your garden, you want to give it back because this is very spiritual. You want to give it back after you do it. And you look at it and you be like, that does look like the tea that I be drinking. Because it is. It is very, very, very natural. Very natural. Your environment, it has to be calm, has to be a sacred space with candles, soothing music. And again, we talked about affirmation and prayers. And we'll take a tour afterwards in the Yoni steam rooms so that you guys can see that the environment is definitely calm and it's sacred. So here are some of the herbs that we commonly use with steaming. There are a lot more. There are definitely a lot more, but these are the most frequently used and commonly used herbs for steaming. And then we have the pictures to coincide with what they look like. Okay. So again, consult with your doctor. If you have any medical conditions, we are not medical certified people. We're herbalists. Hygiene, just, what you do every morning. And then for us, we use clean equipment and we clean it after every steam. And then once a week, we steam our chairs to have an extra thorough detox with tea tree oil and lavender. And you want to listen to your body. If you're going through the steam and it feels discomforting, let us know. Hey, something don't feel right. It's burning. No, but it won't. Just, listen to your body and avoid it during your menstruation if you're pregnant or if you have any infections. So here's the quote. It's saying self-care is not a luxury. We always think that, like, oh, I got to find the money. No, it's not a luxury. It's something that you have to do. It's a powerful act of self-love and reclaiming your peace. And today, our devotion was on love. And we hit on self-care. And we always think we got to find the money. No, it's something you need to just build into your budget. It's for you. You need this. It's a necessity. Okay. All right, so in conclusion, Yoni steaming is more than a physical treatment. Again, it's self-care ritual that empowers you as a woman to connect with your feminine essence and prioritize your wellness. Whether you're seeking physical healing, emotional balance, or a moment of relaxation, this ancient practice can provide profound benefits for women of all ages. And I'm going to make y'all laugh a little bit. So after we steamed this week, I did it with the girls. My husband stopped past here. He don't never stop past here. I said, I steamed today. The atmosphere that told you I steamed and you came on in here. Everybody started laughing. But I'm just saying, it is powerful. The steaming is powerful. Next up. Here's the price list for our wellness center. We are reasonably priced. We are a nonprofit. I want to ensure that it is affordable for all women, especially on your program. If you go and do your research, you will know that this is very reasonable. The steaming can be in the hundreds. And, like with the different and various blends that you have, the price could go on and on and on. And so we offer a membership because with your program, you should do it at least once a month. That's $60. Or if you just say, hey, I'm going to do a one-off or every other month, then it's $75 per session. And again, for the first 30 days, it's 50% off. So you can come and do as much steaming as you want for 50% off. We also have a rewards program here that offsets this cost, whether you encourage others to come, per your visits that you come, you get points. And then we'll have a her closet dedicated to my mother, Antoinette, where you can come and shop with gently used clothing. We'll have toys, things that have been donated from the community because we're all about women empowerment here. And then if you're going to do a birthday party, you're going to get your girls together. You can do a party of 5 at $300. And then we have add-ons. So if you guys want a charcuterie board, you want some drinks and things of that sort, we can create a vibe for you here. Okay. So thank you all for coming. Please follow us on all of our social media platforms. I'm talking to you right there. Please follow us, like us, provide reviews, and spread the word. We are here to support in Bainbridge, Georgia.
Was that QR code the price list?
Yes. So we can go back. Yep. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope to see you all soon.